In our heart, what we want to do is make this a development for future generations to enjoy by starting out with the protection, preservation, and conservation of the land. How do you look at the land and maybe do the least with it to bring out its most inherent natural values?
The story of Loraloma from the beginning has been really working with what the land gives us. Loraloma actually means Lore of the Hills, so that's a story that we want to perpetuate in educating people about the history of the place, as well as creating new stories and new memories for those that choose to live here.
Loraloma is part of the broader Thomas Ranch master plan community, and its vision is truly expansive with 2,200 acres total. 1,200 of those 2,200 acres is open space. 40 miles plus of hiking, biking trails. It's like a national park experience. 2 miles of riverfront, regenerative farming, a cultural center, and even its own downtown. This will become the most talked about private club and master plan community in the United States.
Wherever you're living in the community, you are going to be just steps away from your front porch or your garage door onto trailheads. We got 40 plus miles of trails, avid trails. They're just visionaries in what they're doing.
To me, a successful trail system is not just a line from A to B. We want to create options for people. If you've got 10 minutes to walk, what does that look like? If you have 3 hours, what does that trail look like? So we try to create a lot of different options for users and residents so that it's not always the same trail all the time. At Loraloma, our hope is that every front door can be a trailhead. If they can just walk out their front door, walk out of their garage with their bike and get on a trail, that's the whole purpose of what we're doing.
David McLay-Kidd is our golf course architect. He's a renowned golf course architect across the globe, and he was selected for his ability to integrate his golf courses into the natural landscape. So one of the things on all of David's courses is the edge treatment, where that golf edge bleeds into the natural landscape and almost makes that edge imperceptible or invisible.
Half the golf course is on the river's edge. A whole bunch of these holes are playing parallel to it, across gulches, out onto points, all sorts of twists and turns as part of this exploration and adventure that a golfer is going to feel.
We're designers first, developers second, in a way. Most of us have come from design backgrounds, whether interiors, architecture, planning and landscape. We are getting back to basics and immersing ourselves in the landscape. There is a connection to the land and there's a connection to craft, and that is the thing that I think is going to be different about Loraloma. Connection to craft is so important because it's part of that generational thinking. We want it to be timeless, not just from a visual and aesthetic standpoint, but from a longevity standpoint. We want these buildings to last. To think about sustainability from the standpoint of longevity, I think is the thing that is most exciting to me, and as developers and designers, we get to really hone that vision and make sure that we're not trendy but timeless.
We will only have 25 families or so that will call themselves founders here at Loraloma. The founding families will be able to leave not just their property, but the private club membership benefits that are one of a kind for founders, for their children, their grandchildren, and it'll be something that's steeped into the history of their family.
This land speaks to you. If you'll walk around and listen to it, it's telling you stories. We wanted to take all the stories of both the natural landscape as well as the people who've been here before and bring those stories of the hills to life in Loraloma and let people write their own story going forward.